PSA.
One of these three men has spent his whole life looking for his brother and sister. Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Bob White.
Number two.
My name is Bob White.
Number three.
My name is Bob White.
Only one of these people is the real Bob White and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now let's meet our panel. Film and television producer David Niven Jr. Former Miss America Marianne Mobley. Four-time Super Bowl champion and MVP Lynn Swan. And Emmy Award-winning actress and producer Holly Bergen. Here's the host of To Tell the Truth, Gordon Elliott.
That was a big leap. Good morning. How are you, panel?
Good.
Are you well?
No.
Okay, fine. I'm not really concerned about you. It's the ladies I like.
Oh, kind of you, sir.
Yes, hold on. Let's get right to the story presented by our first team of challengers, shall we? All three of whom claim to be Bob White. And here is his story, if you'd like to read along with me. I, Bob White, was abandoned by my family 44 years ago. I was 3, and my sister was 6 when we were separated and put up for adoption. When I was 7, I found my birth and adoption certificates indicating that I had 2 sisters and a brother. My adoptive mother asked that I not try to locate my siblings until after her death. So 17 years ago, I started a search for my brother and sisters. Incredibly, my sister went to the same agency this past year, and they put the pieces together. It was a tearful, emotionally charged reunion. But this story would really have a happy ending if I could locate my older sister and brother. So if you were born Mary Ellen Williams in Georgia in 1938, or if you were born Carl Edward Williams in 1942, please let me and your sister know our love is waiting for you. Signed, Bob White. Welcome, gentlemen. And good luck, and I hope we can do some good out of this. We'll find out more about this very touching story right after the break.
When you have a gentle laxative you can trust, it's easy to relax. No worrying when, where, or how it will work. Dulcolax tablets are gentle enough for sensitive stomachs, yet strong enough for complete relief. That's why more doctors recommend Dulcolax than any other overnight laxative. So relax. Trust Dulcolax. For gentle overnight relief, guaranteed. Or for relief in minutes, trust Dulcolax suppositories.
I can't even believe I'm talking about this.
I'm going to be brutally honest. Sometimes I don't make it to the bathroom in time.
You think, wow, I've got to do something about this.
Ask your doctor if Ditropan XL is right for you.
I get up about 2 to 3 times a night.
It's time to kind of deal with this.
I encourage women to talk to their doctors because for many women, overactive bladder is a treatable condition that may respond to medication. Talk to your doctor about once-a-day Ditropan XL. It's not equally effective for everyone, but it is clinically proven to help reduce sudden urges, frequent bathroom visits, and wetting for 24 hours. As with most prescriptions, Ditropan XL is not for everyone. People with certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems should not take Ditropan XL. Most common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, drowsiness, headache, blurred vision, dizziness, diarrhea, and nausea.
I'm glad I called.
Call for a free month offer for Ditropan XL.
Sometimes seeing the need to protect yourself is obvious. But if you have diabetes, helping to protect your heart may not be obvious, even though you watch your diet. Diabetes puts you at high risk for heart attack and stroke, so talk to your doctor about ways to help protect your heart. The Heart Protection Study proves Zocor, along with diet, significantly reduced the risk of both heart attack and stroke in people with diabetes, including those with normal cholesterol and normal blood sugar. Zocor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Zocor may interact with other medicines or certain foods, increasing your risk of getting this serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. If you have diabetes, ask your doctor if Zocor can help protect you, and go to Zocor.com to get your free book. It's your future. Be there.
Welcome back to Tell the Truth and Panel. These three people all claim to be Bob White, who was reunited with his sister after 44 years, still looking for his other brother and sister. Let's start the questioning with Polly Bergen.
Bob White, number one. This is an incredible story. Do you remember your mother and father at all?
No, I sure don't.
No. How exactly were you separated? In other words, when your family adopted you, what happened? When your family abandoned you, what happened?
We were abandoned in a sugarcane field. My sisters and brother took care of me.
I see. Number two, were you adopted through a regular agency?
Yes, I was.
I see. Number three, were you and your sister put at the same agency at the time, or were you separated immediately?
No, we were put at the same agency. It was a state agency.
I see.
Time's up. Lynn.
Number one, why did your mother not want you to search for your brothers and sisters until after her death?
I'd imagine it was just insecurity.
Number two, when you finally met your one sister, where was it?
It was in her hometown, which is Portland, Oregon.
Number three, does your sister, does she have a family, children now?
Yes, she does. She has 3 children.
Mm-hmm. Mary Ann.
Number three, it's a very touching story, but I'm interested, did you make any attempt to find your mother and father?
No, none at all.
Number one, did you make any attempt to find your mother and father?
No.
Number one, why?
Because I already have a mother and father.
Number two, there is an organization that aids in the search for parents. Do you know the name of that organization?
The one I registered with was the International Soundex Reunion Registry, whether that's for parents or...
Sorry, you can finish your answer.
Or just for other siblings. I'm not totally sure on that.
Okay. David.
Thank you. Number one, where did this reunion take place with your sister?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Number two, in view of the fact that number one has already answered this question, I'd like to hear from you. Why did you not try and locate your brothers and sisters?
Parents, you mean?
Parents, excuse me, yes. Yeah.
Well, they abandoned me. Simple as that.
Yes,
I was interested in my brothers and sisters, but I really have no interest to find my parents.
Okay, number three. Why do you think your adopted mother suggested that you not look until after her death?
Well, I think she was afraid that if I found them, I would then leave them and go back to my natural parents.
And how old were you when you had this conversation with your adopted mother?
7 years old.
Time is up, panel, and it's time now to vote on your decision, whether it's number one, number two, or number three. Our team of challengers will receive $500 for each incorrect vote, with a guarantee of $1,000. And if the panel is fooled completely, the team will receive $3,000. So if you are ready to cast your ballots, let's begin the voting with Polly Bergen.
Well, I really voted for one person for a very simple reason. I have 2 adopted children, and they also think of me and their father as their parents. And I like number one's answer that he didn't look for his parents who abandoned him because he had his own parents. I voted for number one.
Lynn.
First of all, I think all of them are doing a terrific job. I mean, it's an emotional issue. And it's very tough sometimes, even when you've gone public and you're searching for someone to actually continue to tell that story of being abandoned. But I also thought that number one seemed to have the right answers.
Mary Ann.
Well, I'm delighted that whoever is Bob White has had at least the luck to find his one sister. I'm still concerned how he got from Georgia in 1938 to Portland, Oregon, and I should have pursued that in my questions. But I feel very strongly it's number three.
Okay. David Niven Jr.
Well, I would like to wish whoever it is all the success in finding Carl and Mary. And in the meantime, I also thought it was number three.
Okay, well, there you go. As you can see, the votes now say that 2 votes for number one. Number two. This could be embarrassing. And number 3, 2 votes for you also. Now it's time to find out who really found his long-lost sister. Will the real Bob White please stand up? I'm going to talk to you some more in 1 minute. I just want to talk to the imposters first of all. Number 2, no votes. What's your real name and occupation?
My name is Stormy Rice, and I work for an electrical wholesale supply house.
Stormy Rice.
Stormy Rice.
Number 3, your real name and job.
My name is John Drapp, and I'm a retired postmaster.
Now, Bob, it's time to meet your sister, who you found after 44 years, Judy McKenzie. Judy, come on in and join Bob. Bob? Bob, I want to ask you, what's it like having this connection after all your life without it?
Very heart-wrenching. There's always the question, is there somebody out there that's still living or...
Yeah. Mary Ellen and Carl Edward, you believe, may still be there today? Is that correct?
Somewhere.
Any clues as to when they were last known or sighted?
No, they were all we were all adopted within a year of each other.
So if they're watching today, they'd be between the ages of what?
52 and 47.
And they can always contact us, and we'll put them in contact with you. Bob, well, for the happiness you found, congratulations, and we hope there's even more in store for you today. Bob White. And there were 2 incorrect votes, so that's $1,000, and thanks for being with us today on To Tell the Truth. And we'll be back to play with a woman who sketched some of the most famous trials in the U.S. Don't leave.
Lance, can you do a promo for Poker Royale?
Do you know who I am? I don't do promos.
I'm not gonna do the Poker Royale Friday nights at 9 o'clock, okay, on GSM.
Would you guys stop following me? My God.
Poker Royale, celebrities versus the pros. Tonight at 9 on GSN.
It's time to get out of credit card debt. Hi, I'm Todd Cook for 800 Credit Card Debt. Let's say this $10,000 is your credit card debt. By paying only the minimum payment, it would take you more than 30 years to pay off and cost you thousands of dollars in interest. Or you can call 800 Credit Card Debt to learn about the available options that can eliminate your entire credit card debt, reduce your interest rates, and lower your monthly payments.
My interest rates on all 4 cards were between 22 to 29%. They lowered my interest rates to 4 to 11%.
It went down from 20,000 to 18,000 to 16,000 to 15,000.
At a much faster rate than I could have done myself.
800 Credit Card Debt is the better choice.
Call 1-800-570-3157 for your free and confidential credit card debt analysis. Call in the next 5 minutes to see how fast you can get out of debt. Call 1-800-570-3157. 1-800-570-3157.
Attention mesothelioma victims. Mesothelioma is a rare form of lung cancer, usually caused by asbestos exposure. Mesothelioma is most common in people who have been exposed to asbestos at their jobs. Workers in asbestos mills, shipyards, and the heating and construction industries may be at risk for mesothelioma. People who have worked around cement products, brake linings, roof shingles, flooring products, textiles, and insulation may also be at risk for mesothelioma. Their loved ones may develop mesothelioma through secondhand exposure by breathing in asbestos dust in clothes, homes, cars, or even hair of people who were exposed. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. We are standing by 24 hours a day to take your call in confidence.
Call 1-800-841-4098. That's 1-800-841-4098.
We're back. Let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Ida Libby Dengrove.
Number 2.
My name is Ida Libby Dengrove.
Number 3.
My name is Ida Libby Dengrove.
All right, panel, these 3 women all claim to be Ida Libby Dengrove, and here is her story. It's up to you to locate the real one. I, Ida Libby Dengrove, was the court artist for NBC News for 15 years. I sketched some of the most notorious trials and criminals at a time when cameras were not permitted inside the courtroom. I tried to capture the moods, the tensions and emotions of people under extreme stress, such as son of Sam, David Berkowitz, John Lennon's killer, Mark David Chapman, murderess Jean Harris, subway vigilante Bernard Goetz, and some celebrities who found themselves in court, including Jackie Onassis, Donald Trump, and Howard Cosell. Behind these pictures, I've observed that too many people I've drawn have got away with murder. I have chronicled my courtroom reminiscences of 15 years in my book entitled My Days in Court, signed Ida Libby Dengrove. Welcome, ladies, and panel, you will notice that each of these women is carrying a sketch pad, which they'll work with while they talk to you, and we'll start the questioning with David Niven Jr.
Thank you. Number one, why is it that cameras are not permitted in courtrooms, usually?
That is not the case today, but in 1972, they were not allowed, and that was my opportunity to step in and offer my services.
Number two, what was your background in order to get this job to become the sketch artist for 15 years for NBC News?
Lots of practice.
Did you go to school in order to get this lots of practice, or
Yes,
did you
I
just
did.
sort of come up with this?
Yes, I did. I went to Monmouth College in New Jersey.
All right. Number three, I'm sorry to take you away from your doodling there, but now you said too many people I've drawn have gotten away with murder. Name one.
Gail Pappalardi.
All right. Number...
I assume he is with the Cosa Nostra, Marianne.
Number one, who was the most difficult of the so-called celebrities that you were drawing? I mean, who was the most difficult to capture that essence of the person?
Jean Harris, in her murder trial against Tarnower, who was worried about the way she looked rather than the murder one charge.
Number two, what do you think is the most important feature when you're watching someone and you're drawing them for the
Their
NBC's
eyes.
News?
Their eyes.
And Lynn Swan.
Number three, which emotion is the toughest to capture?
I think indifference.
Number one, would you agree with that?
No, it's the evil look that they might have, what makes them where they are today.
Number two, is there something about the people you've drawn that to you indicates guilt or innocence?
Yes, that can, well, I think I can tell through the eyes.
Moving along now to Polly Bergen.
Number three, could you tell me the name of Dr. Tarnower's nurse?
Lintra Forrest.
Number one, where did Bernard Goetz kill or attack the boys?
In a subway. I believe it might have been the IRT.
Number two, what city did Bernard Goetz get involved in the incident with the boys?
New York City.
Number three.
Time is up and time to vote now for either number one, number two, or number three. And if you're ready to cast your ballots, David, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number three because number three seemed to have her answers on the tip of her tongue while she was doodling and drawing over there.
Okay, your thoughts are those, Marianne Mobley?
I think it's number three because she knew Dr. Tarnower's a nurse.
That was a bit of a giveaway, wasn't it? What do you think, Lynn?
Well, I certainly believe that it's number two. I think just her demeanor, her calm, she had good answers, and she was able to sketch and keep track of what was going on better than everyone else.
You haven't seen the sketch yet.
That's true, so I think it's her.
All right, Polly?
Well, the only person who actually seemed to be sketching anything that wasn't just kind of lines and squiggles was number two. And consequently, that's who I voted for.
This will be interesting. We're judging on what we think they're drawing. So as you can see, there is no vote for number one, 2 votes for number two, and 2 votes for number three. Will the real court artist please stand up? Ida Libby Dengrove. Oh, all righty. Now, do you mind, if I can, let me see what they're sketching. Let me first of all take yours from you. And can you tell us what it is you've been doing, Ida, while you've been capturing the essence of...
Oh, my God.
There you are. There's David, Marianne, Lynn, and Polly. Let's find out who the imposters really are. Number 2, you've got 2 votes. What is your real name and occupation?
My name is Gianna Petrone, and I'm a personal assistant to Marlon Brando.
Oh, really? Now, show us your picture, if you could. Here's what you thought she was drawing. And number 1, your real name and occupation.
My name is Sally Taylor, and I'm a Van Nuys jail nurse.
And let's have a look at your photo, or your picture, rather. Oh, it's an impressionist abstract. Now, Ida, I have also one of the works you have from court. This is from the Pizza Connection trial. Many mafia figures were convicted. Now, what's so special about this particular gentleman here? I believe he's wearing an interpreter's device around his neck.
That is a translator, and he wore it because he said he didn't speak a word of English, and when he passed my sketch, he said, "That's a great sketch." He has a face that would stop a clock, doesn't he?
Well, there were 2 incorrect votes at $500 a vote, so your team receives $1,000, and thanks very much, all of you, for being with us today on To Tell the Truth. And we'll be back to play one-on-one with someone from our studio audience right after this.
Hi, this is James Garner for Financial Freedom. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, I'd like to talk to you about something you should know. It's called a reverse mortgage, and it's a safe, easy way to quickly turn your home equity into tax-free money. Now, I got to tell you, I was reluctant to talk about reverse mortgages because, like a lot of folks, I didn't understand the facts. But as I learned more, I realized that this is something that many senior homeowners can benefit from. I sure think you should at least look into it. You can get the facts you need to make a smart decision by calling for an educational video from Financial Freedom, the nation's leader in reverse mortgages. It's absolutely free and there's no obligation. The video explains that you keep your home and that you can use the money you get for almost anything, from paying bills and medical costs to doing something you've always dreamed of. But as these real Financial Freedom customers will tell you, the most important thing you get is something you really can't put a price on.
We have peace of mind. I have no trouble sleeping at night.
It's just an ideal situation for myself. It's changed my life. It's freed me of worries.
Once the reverse mortgage come in, that made the difference. Big difference.
I've heard lots of stories about seniors like these, people whose lives have truly been changed by reverse mortgages. And how many things can you really say that about? If you're a homeowner 62 or older, why not give Financial Freedom a call? Who knows? It might just change your life, too.
To get your free informative video or DVD on reverse mortgages, call Financial Freedom toll-free at 800-581-0957. There's no obligation, so call today. That's 800-581-0957.
Welcome back to Tell the Truth, and now it's time to play one-on-one with someone from our studio audience. Burton, who do you have for us today?
Today, for you, Gordon, we have Rhonda Chook from Houston, Texas.
Hello, Rhonda.
Hello, Gordon.
Here is your chance to play one-on-one with someone from our selection of guests. I want you to meet a lady with 2 stories, Stacey Allison. Welcome, Stacey. Now, Stacey's going to tell you 2 stories, only one of which is the truth, Rhonda. If you can spot the true story, you'll win $500. Okay, Stacey, what's your first story?
I'm a letter writing expert. I teach a college course on how to write love letters.
Now, that may or may not be the truth, Rhonda, so let's listen to Stacey's second story.
I'm a mountain climber. I'm the first American woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest.
Now, panel, to help Rhonda win that $500, you'll ask a question about each of those stories, beginning with that of the letter writer, Polly.
What does being a letter writing expert mean?
Well, I have a doctorate in interpersonal communications, and I teach a course on how to write love letters. I teach people how to communicate through letter writing.
Lynn.
What would be the best one line in a love letter?
Well, I think the best one line is to say what really comes from the heart, and usually that is, I love you.
Marianne.
What is the palm or penmanship method of writing?
Well, usually a person will handwrite love letters that you never type. You always handwrite the love letter.
David.
My penmanship is dreadful. Now, what can one do? Is it the penmanship that's important, or is it the content that's more important?
Well, I think content and the fact that you handwrite it is very important. Never type a love letter. It's very impersonal to do that.
Just send jewelry, David. You'll be fine. Okay, now you've heard Stacey's first story. Now that of the climbing Mount Everest. Polly, question on that.
Ooh, who is the very famous man who was the first to climb Mount Everest?
Sir Edmund Hillary.
Lynn?
Which route did you take to the top of Mount Everest?
The South Col route.
And then straight up. Marianne.
How many teams have been successfully able to climb Mount Everest?
I'm not sure how many teams have been able to climb Mount Everest. But
David?
quite a few.
Sorry.
What was the name of your lead Sherpa?
Pasong.
Okay, now, Rhonda, you've heard the cross-examination. In your opinion, is Stacey the love letter teacher, or did she climb Mount Everest?
Well, she looks like she'd be very good at either one of them. But since she knew the last answer, I'm going to go with the mountain climber of Mount Everest.
Okay, if you're right, you win $500. Stacey, what is your true story?
To tell the truth, I climbed Mount Everest.
Good on you, Rhonda. Congratulations, you've won $500, and thanks for playing one-on-one with us today. Thank you. Now, I want to ask you, Stacey, we've got two pictures. Can you explain what you were doing when these were taken? The first is what, crossing something?
This is the Khumbu Icefall, crossing a very deep crevasse. The first 2,000 feet of the climb is actually the most dangerous part of the climb because it is a glacier, and glaciers constantly move.
And this next picture, I assume, is the victory.
Is the summit of Mount Everest.
What did it feel to be there?
It was exhilarating, but at the same time, it was very lonely because for 15 minutes, I was up there by myself.
And is that a plastic flamingo, I see?
That's a pink flamingo. The pink flamingo was our mascot.
Congratulations, Stacey. And thanks for playing one-on-one with us today. We'll be back right after this.
Even a know-it-all like Ben Stein sometimes has bad days.
What term is given to the ridges fixed across the fingerboard of a guitar?
Frijoles?
No, that's not right.
Win Ben Stein's money tonight at 6, only on GSN, the network for games.
The first time I fell in that bedroom and I couldn't reach the phone, and I realized that I had to do something, take better care of myself.
When you fall, your chances of reaching a phone are very unlikely. Don't risk injury. Life Alert can help. Push this pendant, and Life Alert Security Center will summon the help you need, fast.
At my age, having a secure feeling through Life Alert is ideal.
My life was on the line and they saved it. Thank God for Life Alert. I owe my life to it.
Don't risk lying on the floor for hours or even days. With Life Alert, you are never alone.
Life Alert is there when I need them, and I feel I can depend on them. All senior citizens should have Life Alert.
Please call 1-800-889-9922 for free information about Life Alert. That's 1-800-889-9922. Or visit us on the web at the address on your screen. Don't delay. Call us now at 1-800-889-9922.
A warning for arthritis patients taking Vioxx. The Vioxx manufacturer recently withdrew the arthritis medication from the worldwide market because an ongoing clinical trial confirmed Vioxx increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. If you or a loved one took Vioxx and suffered a heart attack, stroke, or death,
call 1-800-437-0102. That's 1-800-437-0102.
The drug Bextra has been withdrawn from the market due to health concerns. Users of Bextra who suffered a heart attack, stroke, or a serious skin reaction known as Stevens-Johnson syndrome while taking the medication may be entitled to compensation for their injuries. Call 1-800-711-7100 for more information.
Richard Dawson smooths out family friction on Family Feud next. Then catch Blockbusters and Password Plus on GSN.
That's it for this edition of The Tell the Truth. You had a great week. And we'll see you again next time. Oh,
Tonight on Blackjack, is the game's king about to be dethroned? World Series of Blackjack, tonight at 10 on GSN.